So let me show you another way to get going on a drawing. This is really often done in architecture. And I'm going to use something called the Design Center. So here we go. I've got my architectural portrait open. That lets me get to it and work with it easily. And down here in this thing called the Design Center, you're going to see that I can look at open drawings. And from my open drawing, I can look at blocks and dim styles and layers that might be in it. And lo and behold, I can, in my new drawing, pull in layers. So let me start that. I've got this open as a reference only. I'm not going to use it now. So I'm going to do a new drawing that I'm going to do my HardiePlank in. New drawing. Set that, and I'm going to check my units. My units do want to be decimal inches right now. Okay, that looks good. Decimal inches. I can give myself a little bit more precision there if I want. And now I notice that I don't have any layers in here, and that I was told that I would need thick, thin, medium, thick, thin, medium, and probably text. That's probably what I'm going to need. So I just pulled them in. I just held my mouse down, dragged it in, and lo and behold, they show up. Medium, text, thick, and thin. And if there was something else that I wanted and it was in this title block, I could do that. So that's kind of a cool thing. The next thing I want to do is make sure that I've got my title block set right, and so, or my piece of paper, my layout, and so I notice that this one is landscape and I want it portrait. So I'm going to right click, setup manager, modify, and I'm going to make those changes that I've already practiced once before. I'm going to do general document, PDF, A size, full bleed, print my layout, 1:1. I do want portrait. I got to change that to portrait. And I think I'll do grayscale, either grayscale or monochrome. Either one will work. And there we go. It looks right, but my viewport is not right. But everything else looks good. And I can fix my viewport later on. So the next thing I want to do is insert my title block, but I'm going to do it in a little bit different way. Okay, I'm going to go to my blocks. And look, there is the block, title block, and I can just hold my mouse down, left click, and I can drag. And I don't have to do that whole insert block, this, that, and the other one. This is page 1. My scale will be none because it's a detail. And this is going to be HardiePlank. And this is DESGN 301. And my name is Schuster. So there we go. And so the last thing I need to do, let me check my O snaps. Yes, I've got endpoint on, so I can adjust my viewport so that it fits the window. And let me go ahead and bring that down to the endpoint. There we go. So that was all getting ready. It was all getting ready. Getting my unit set, getting my layers set, getting my title block set. Now I can come back and I can draw. Okay? So I don't need my design center anymore. I can close it if I want. And I can make my properties kind of close up so I can draw. So now what I need to do is get my drawing in so that I can start tracing it. Clipboard, I did a copy and paste. And let me just see, I'm gonna do a quick measurement here to see if it's kind of, this says it should be sort of like 4 inches. Click, click, measurement, move cursor, click. Let me just do that. DIST, distance from here to here. And it says that's about 2.5, 3 inches. That's close enough. I'll be able to draw. Now there's one other thing I want to do. I'm going to go get one more out of the Design Center, DC Design Center. And I'm going to get another layer that I can just use for dinking around on. I'll use this border layer. And I'm going to put this on the border layer just for now. Border layer. And I'm going to show you why. Okay, I'll close that down. Because now when I click on it and look at the properties, I've got this thing called transparency. And I can make it kind of transparent. I'll make it 70% transparent. 70. Transparency. And now you can see, wow, that's really cool. I'll be able to trace over the top of it and see my stuff. And then the other thing I want to do is I want to lock it so that I don't accidentally move it around or change it somehow. So I'm going to lock everything on that layer. Now I can start drawing. So let me just do some drawings. Let me put myself on my thick layer because some things need to be thick. And I'm just going to go click, click. And I'm just going to get kind of close. Click, click. And back to my endpoint. I see another one of those, so I can do a copy. Well, let me hatch that first. Let me put a hatch on there, and I'll put my hatch on my thin layer. I can make a special layer for hatch, but this is my hatch button. Hatch. And I'm going to make it solid. I'll just get in there, click inside of, oops, solid. And my color is a little bit heavy there. I think it should be a little bit lighter. There we go. So now I've got that plus my hatch, and now I can copy those. Copy. I'm a typer in general. Let's see. So if I can do this up here. Where's my copy? All that stuff. And I see, and it's probably going to want to come down straight. So it kind of matches up there. There, I got another one. So now I have two of those. And it didn't take me too long. And there's a few ways that I can deal with this one, but I can just do that again. I can start here and come down to, say, here. Oop, I had my snap on. You see that? You got to be kind of careful with where you're drawing. I'm going to turn my snaps off for a minute. Just get close down here. And I can hatch that one again. And I can make a copy of that. Copy that. And I do need to get the lines. And that's probably going to come straight down in some fashion too, I think. No, it won't be straight down. It's going to be sort of like right there if I get my eyeballs going right. That looks pretty good. Now I got another thing. That one's just a rectangle. I can draw a rectangle. And it's got that same hatch. That one's got an X through it. So let me draw an X. And I think the X is on the medium layer. Oh, these should have been on the thick layer, though. That should be thick. Okay, that's okay. So I wasn't paying very close attention. I wasn't getting everything on the correct layer. So I'm going to do that now before I get too far. Thick. Thick. So when you see you make a mistake, you want to go catch those. Thick. And then I've got another one right here. That's going to be on the thick layer again. So it's another rectangle. And it's going to have a hatch. I'll be drawing on top of some of this stuff. But see how it's coming along already. I'm slowly getting there. What does it look like when I... Yeah, that's looking kind of cool. And I drew this one, but I think I want on the medium layer, there's supposed to be like an X through it. And that all means stuff, and we can go over what that means. But now I bet you I can copy that. And I'm going to do my best having a hard time picking everything. There we go. I'm going to do my best to make that go straight upward because I think it'll be better that way. And then there's going to be some sort of a, probably also the thick layers for things that really stand out. So I've got a lot of it already. And my thick layer might be too heavy when I'm done printing it, and I can adjust it. So let me just show you how to get this kind of a squiggly thing in here. So I'm going to go, again, that one doesn't look like it's as thick. That one looks like it's more of a medium layer. And I'll draw from there down to here. Now I have to make some sort of a pattern. And I can look in the hatch to see if I've got that pattern already, but I don't think I do. I'm looking through my hatches, and I don't see that pattern already. And later on, in another class, you can learn how to make your own pattern. But I'm just going to draw some squiggles, and they're not even going to be all that perfect. So I'll hit escape. And I think that I can just draw when my snaps are on, sometimes I do the wrong thing. And I'm just kind of making it look like something that might look like wood grain eventually. And if I made this as a polyline, I could edit it and put a curve on it. Let me just do one more. There we go. And now I can probably just copy pieces of this. And I'm just, because I don't want it like, I don't want an exact thing. And it won't take you too long. And it's good practice. There, I've got something that looks kind of like wood, and that's just fine, right like that. And so you can copy that down here, and you can do more. And then, let's see, there's some text. And so I can go to my annotate bar. And hopefully my multi-leader is sort of set. I wonder if I've got it set right. Let me look and just make sure. Modify. No, it's too big, 0.125. Might even need to be smaller than that to make everything fit. Content, 0.125. Leader structure, leader size, leader arrows, 0.125. Let's go with that. And now I can HardiePlank. Oops, I got my caps backwards. And then you're going to need to do that R and put a circle around it. So now I need to draw a circle around the R. There we go. And that's how you're going to go about. Oh, I need to show you how to make this little thing up here. So let me go back. Those are probably on thin. So let me just, that looks okay. And I'll make a mirror of it so that everything looks really good. And then I'm going to do a special arc command, start, end direction. Start, end, and then I'm just going to pull it out. That looks pretty close. And then I can just copy that. And then I can put another arc on here. And you don't have to do it this way. There's lots of ways to do this. I think you probably have a little bit of trimming to do and drawing of lines and that looks pretty close to it, and it doesn't take a long time. And for this little thing, that's going to be on the little break symbol. It literally, you just draw a line and put some little squiggles in it. That's how you do the break symbol. Okay? So there you go. That'll get you started on. Oh, and let's make sure we have it over here. I'm going to double click inside. Double click. There, that'll probably show up nicely when I'm done. The trick is that when I'm done in this viewport, I need to turn off that border when I'm ready to show it, because I can only show my work. Okay, only show my work. So hopefully that helps you get moving along. I'll do a save as. This is Hardie